The greed with white farmers is making them feel like God is somehow, shielding black community from, you know, their farms being taken away or them going through losses. Just like white farmers, they're going through, a lot of losses. So there's something at the back of their mind that tells them there is something supernatural about black farmers. There's something that keeps on protecting black farmers from their farms not being taken. But they're asking themselves this one question: why is it that our farms are going? Why is it that we are losing our crops? Why is it that we are losing our produce? They ain't getting no one to work on their farms. This means that it's a huge loss for them. But this is not happening with black people. So they're asking themselves this one question: is there something protecting black people that we are not being told? Because for the longest time, they are seeing black people not coming on social media, not complaining. All they're seeing about black people is black people keep on growing like their farms, keep on more taking care of their produces and everything. But one thing that I like to say, like upfront, is that black people know their game. They know how to play their game because you voted. You voted for the master that you thought that was going to benefit you. You voted for the master that neglected black people. And so you didn't know that at the back of your mind or at the back of what you're doing, you planted a seed in the lives of black farmers, something that you cannot take away from them, and that is resilience. When black farmers saw that American government, including the USDA, neglected them, what did they do? They became resilient. They found ways of having their own community as black farmers, small-scale farmers. And what happened? When calamity struck, when all these problems struck, black people were already used to this. Now, what do black people tell you? Welcome to the club. This is how it goes. Brothers and sisters, I want us to watch this video, and then I'm going to be back. I'll be sharing my thoughts in regards to this. So let's get into it. I'll be back.
See, we told you that the plantation owner was going to screw you, and you didn't care, right? Because you thought if you voted for the clan leader that he would just hurt the brown people, right? The non-white people. That's not what I voted for. The fuck it is. It's exactly what you voted for. You voted for the misogyny. You voted for the racism. You voted for the cruelty on January 6th. You voted for the felonies. You voted for the tax fraud. You voted for the infidelities. And you thought that a guy on his third failed marriage while his newborn 2-week-old son was at home and had the adult actress gives a shit about you? Yeah, you're totally not in a cult. But now your Medicaid's on the line. Oh no, I'm being affected, not the brown people. Good. I don't want anybody to suffer. But you didn't care about women's rights. You didn't care about our black brothers and sisters. You didn't care about minorities. You didn't care about autistic kids that now can't get the special needs at school that they got. You didn't care about the kids going to school doing active firearm drills. You didn't care about people giving a living wage.
One thing I love about some of these videos is the MAGA people that are making these apology videos for voting for this administration. This one is funny. It's quick. She's like, I just won't say I'm sorry. I never voted for him.
I need to say I'm sorry. I voted for him.
I'm real sorry. I didn't know. I thought he was going to make things better for us.
I thought he was going to help folks like me. I really did.
Now my staff go home. I came back for groceries. I can't put the lights on. First of all, the groceries you shouldn't worry about. Anyway, I just can't believe it now.
They cut off my heat and help last week. I don't know how I'm supposed to buy groceries next month to keep the lights on.
Now, what about my diabetes? My diabetes, man, is acting up. Can't feel my foot, can't feel my feet, and I didn't even the mail to do.
Now my SNAP's gone, my Medicaid's gone.
I just want you all to know I'm sorry. I'm sorry for giving him those chances. I'm sorry. I see things now. I see them clearly. And I think I saw them way too late.
People are saying, hey, MAGA is not going to join the blackout September the 16th through the 20th. They're not going to join the blackout September the 17th on Constitution Day. Okay, cool, no problem. MAGA can pick up the labor for those days that we're not working and we're not spending. How about they up the ante and spend more to balance the economy out? How about they use their resources? How about they use their finances? How about they use everything that they have access to balance it out? Because I promise you, MAGA is not going to fare over $500 billion the day.
We told you that the plantation owner was going to screw you, and you didn't care, right? Because you thought if you voted for the Klan leader that he would just hurt the brown people, right? The non-white people. That's not what I voted for. The fuck it is. It's exactly what you voted for. You voted for the misogyny. You voted for the racism. You voted for the cruelty on January 6th. You voted for the felonies. You voted for the tax fraud. You voted for the infidelities. And you thought that a guy on his third failed marriage while his newborn 2-week-old son was at home and had with an adult actress gives a shit about you? Yeah, you're totally not in a cult. But now your Medicaid's on the line. Oh no, I'm being affected, not the brown people. Good. I don't want anybody to suffer. But you didn't care about women's rights. You didn't care about our black brothers and sisters. You didn't care about minorities. You didn't care about autistic kids that now can't get the special needs at school that they got. You didn't care about the kids going to school doing active firearm drills. You didn't care about people giving a living wage. You didn't care about any of that. All you saw was, oh my God, there's a black woman. I can't vote for her because, hold on, let me find a reason. Oh shit. It can't be racism. It can't be because she's a woman. Oh wait, I got a stimulus check. Oh yes, I got a stimulus check 5 years ago with the felon's name on it. Oh my God, he must care about me. Yeah. It was a double whammy, right? Not only was it a woman, it was a black woman, and that really tickled your fancy, didn't you? You just couldn't stomach the black man sitting in the White House instead of picking your cotton, and you lost your shit. And you went back to the most morally bankrupt, uneducated, pitiful excuse for a human being pile of shit because he was a white man talking about Hannibal Lecter and electric sharks and how windmills cause cancer. And Vice President Harris using complete sentences, coherent thoughts, talking intelligently, presidential, not a convicted felon, not an insurrectionist, not a racist. That was a bridge too far, right? But she had a relationship 40 years ago. Oh, fuck off. Spare me your racist bullshit. You couldn't vote for the black woman. And now, your whiteness is being jeopardized. You know what's funny? Michelle Obama, she told you this was going to happen. Another black woman that you refuse to listen to. They're pretty damn smart, aren't they? You know, if black women were running this country, we wouldn't be in this shit right now. But not you, not you little white supremacists. You want to make America white again. You always want the best candidate as long as it's a man and it's white. But the best candidate. Sure, Karen. You're going to go through it, little Timmy, Billy Bob in your trailer. You asked for it. And you're going to get a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of an inch of what it's like to be black. You were lied to. You were conned. You were manipulated. You were mistreated. And now you're going to lose your minds? Good for you. Thoughts and prayers.
It's hopeless. Trying to debate and persuade and reason with not only MAGA nuts. I'm going to include conservatives, Christian nationalists, of course, Republicans. I'm putting them all in one big homogenous blob. Rod, you are generalizing. Absolutely, yes, I am. These people have proven time and time again that they are beyond hope. They have reached a new level of delusion and insanity. And they have proven time and time again that even if they are harmed by their own ideologies, they will follow their orange Lord and Savior through the very gates of Hades, and many will. before it's all said and done. This nation has always been evil, bottom line. And foundational Black Americans, we know the truth. Everybody else can get caught up in the propaganda, like the holiday that was just celebrated the other day. But we know better, don't we? And the evil has never gone away. The soulless have now truly been unleashed to indulge in their depravity. What do you think, folks, are going on in these detention centers? What do you think? All kinds of abuses. And that concentration camp that they are calling Alligator Alcatraz, let me tell you something. Alligator, used in that context, is a loaded term. Because during chattel slavery, Black babies and children were used as alligator bait. Yes, they were. But see, many of you all don't know that because being willfully ignorant and uneducated and miseducated is a badge of honor for millions in this country. That's why we are in the mess that we're in now that was completely avoidable. That is what is so tragic about this entire situation that this nation is in. All of this was avoidable. So again, I say it's hopeless. Myself and other Black creators, we don't tolerate MAGA nuts, MAGA morons, conservative folk who try to crawl into the comment sections of our videos. Many of us with extreme prejudice delete their comments and block them whenever we encounter them. Because nope, I'm not wasting my precious time on this earth. And I suggest you don't either. Our time is better spent on other priorities because again, these people, write them off. It's hopeless.
Everybody always want to be a part of something. Yes, I am Black. It's called Black MAGA, standing up for the culture. We set trends and move mountains to build this country. Well, let me tell you something, Black MAGA. White MAGA don't want your ass here. White MAGA don't want your ass here. MAGA means make America great again. When the fuck was America so great for you? When, Black MAGA? When was America great for you? Do you know how foolish you sound? Black MAGA can't do shit because it's only like 4% of you. 4% of you. Only. The rest of us is Black people that use their own brain, that see shit, that know racism when we fucking see it, that know our culture is trying to be taken away when we see it, who know our history is being removed slowly as we see it. But you want to move mountains for the white supremacy, for the people that want you dead. Porch monkey. I knew it was a name for that. Porch monkey. Always had the white man back doing slavery. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I knew it was a name for that. MAGA mean make America great again. And your Black ass is out here saying Black MAGA trying to move mountain. What is it? Like 10 of y'all motherfuckers? 10? You know how many motherfuckers it took to move mountains to get us our rights? Our freedoms? It took all of us plus those great white folks who didn't like or didn't agree with the way we was being treated in the world, who looked at us as actual human beings and not as property or animals. Yes, it was a few white folks who did that. But you're trying to move mountains for massa. What can I say to that? Yo, black ass. Oh my God. And you know what? I'm not going to say all I really want to say because I don't want no more black on black crime. But I just want you to really wake the fuck up. You're programmed. Get deprogrammed, please. You don't have to be a part of a movement to be somebody. You can just be somebody.
I saw this comment that said, I'd rather be poor in an all-white country than rich in a multicultural one. As a black person, and saying to me that in this country you can have a 400 or 500 year head start and still be poor, whereas very small percentages of black and brown people are successful. And it got me thinking of the very ethos of what Trump is running on and what MAGA feel.
You know, what nobody wants to talk about is you lose the racial demographics in your country. Is it wrong for a person in our country to want a country that's majority white? Is that a wrong thing? And if you replace the native populace with people from other countries, that is going to change that culture. So it's...
America is a country that was founded by migrants.
Was it though? I mean, who are the founders? They were white Americans that came over here and then...
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
He's running on the misalignment of what it means to be white in America and the fact that they never were able to attain wealth in what is considered their country, and pinning minority presence and success against poor white people. And it's sad because if I was poor and white, I wouldn't blame other people for my predicament being in a country that was made for us. But it seems to be working. And that's why we have a rise in white nationalism, because for too long now, these people feel as if they've been pushed to the side, irrespective if it's other white rich people pushing them aside and making their conditions their conditions. It's easier to blame us because we're closer in proximity. It's also, as a black person, insane to me that in this country you can have a 400 or 500 year head start and still be poor, whereas very small percentages of black and brown people are successful. There are more educated black people than there have ever been. Black women are holding higher secondary degrees than anyone else. Asian Americans are some of the most educated people in the world, and the list goes on. But for you to be centuries old poor in a country that you were told was for white people, and to have minorities be the ones that you see on TV, or you see in movies, or you see driving cars, or they're athletes, and it really makes your blood boil that you are not able to attain these things. So this is the premise that you run on, and to maintain that premise, you lock up migrants, you do a campaign against immigrants, you call them rapists, you call them evil, you call them dirty, you round them up, and in those actions you make us poor white people feel vindicated. Yes, we're getting these people out of our country, because that's the only semblance of power they have, right? Is racism. It's not actual wealth, it's not actual jobs, it's not the power to control anything, because we live in an autocratic society in which oligarchs run all of those things, so they're not a part of that, but they can be a part of racism. And that is the history of America, and how it has always been, and how they've always been able to keep a small minority of white people in power and empowering the bulk of the poor majority white into thinking that this is a linear access to power, and it's all due to whiteness. America.
There is this AI video of a black woman in military gear, surrounded by other military personnel, cheering about the strike on Iran, cheering about how now this is going to bring peace. And it's got almost 100,000 likes, probably more than that since I've seen it last. So it's going viral on the MAGA side of TikTok. What's killing me is that video is AI, and they purposely used a black woman. They love putting our faces on top of big movements, on top of big messages, right? If a black woman in the military is cheering about this, then it must be okay. It must be good for the entire country. No. That is AI. AI has gotten much better, but it ain't that good. And I'm surprised at how foolish... Actually, no. I take that back. I'm not surprised at how foolish MAGA is. It's MAGA. You guys fall for Photoshop and AI all of the time. Your administration posts AI videos, pictures, and Photoshop things all of the time, and you guys eat it up. Never gets tired. But can y'all leave us out of it? Do not use our image for that at all. We are not interested in inciting violence in a war that we have nothing to do with. a war overseas. There isn't a single military person or American that wants to bomb anybody for someone else's war. That doesn't exist. Okay? You can only create it in AI, but that needs to be illegal, really.
I hear what you guys are saying about the whole don't shame MAGA back to the far right. Like, all of these people are waking up and we need to welcome them with open arms, because we don't want the left to ostracize them so that they feel like all they have is the right. And then we just like repeat the cycles and we push them further and further away. I hear what you're saying. And it does make sense logically. Like, oh, we should resist the urge to say, I told you so. Oh, we shouldn't shame them for not knowing any better. We need to all come together now, because it's not right versus left. It's up versus down and all that kumbaya bullshit. Okay. I get it. I am not one of those people. Because two things can be true at the same time. We can applaud the return of the prodigal son while also holding that ass to the fire. After the Civil War ended, Northern white people and the government in general didn't stand on business hard enough. And that's why we have MAGA today. Let's be clear about that. All of those fucking Confederates that should have been executed the day they decided to become traitors against the United States of America, the day they decided to lay down their lives and give their last breath in defense of slavery, they all should have been, I don't know if you can see my hand. Let me do it again. You know what I'm saying? They all should have got a musket to the face. And because they didn't, because we took it easy on them, because we chose to prioritize their humanity while they ravaged other people's humanity, that Confederate mindset, that delusional, completely detached from reality, hateful, violent, traitorous, animalistic mindset has been allowed to seep through the annals of American history like the virus that it is. And now what we have today is a large portion of the population that is still fully accepting of sicknesses, sicknesses to humanity, cancerous beliefs that eat away at not only their humanity, not only do these people's beliefs corrode their own soul, they corrupt the soul of others and the collective soul of humanity. Because let's be clear about what the fuck these people have done over centuries. They have weaponized that holy book that they call a Bible and beat people over the heads with it until their brains were bashed in. Like, to be clear, racism is the reason why we don't have universal health care. Hatred against women is the reason why we don't have affordable daycare or federally mandated paid maternity, paternity, and leave or parental leave. To be clear, these people's hateful, divisive, corrosive, cancerous values and belief systems are the reasons why America is severely lacking in all of the tools and resources that make those fucking Europeans, those smelly as no AC having Europeans, have a better quality of life than we do. I don't know why Europeans just caught strays. I'm just mad. And it's okay to be mad, is what I'm trying to say. I fully understand that there are a lot of people in this world that are born into darkness. It's as simple as that. I was born into the light. Can't relate. There are a lot of people in this world. When I say darkness, I mean darkness on all levels. And that doesn't necessarily indicate abuse, because darkness can mean darkness of the intellect, ignorance, darkness of the spirit, spiritual confusion. People who are spiritually confused believe that the Christian thing to do is send Mexicans and Guatemalans and other Latinos to Alligator Alcatraz and to bomb Gaza. Because in their spiritual confusion, they believe that they're the good guys in all of this. In their spiritual confusion, they have no media literacy because they can't see straight. And they think that Superman is coming for them now. They think that the movie Superman is coming for them now. I understand how soul deep, how DNA deep this shit goes, and that people don't have a choice what they are born into, but they do have a choice of who they become as an adult. I do not buy into all of that. Oh, well, they were raised this way, so they don't know any better. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. We were all raised in certain ways that we have deep and undone in adulthood. What I'm not about to do, and what I do not encourage you to do, is coddle these. I'm trying to figure out a way to say it that doesn't get this video taken down and doesn't come across as bullying the less intelligent among us. Because I'm really, actually not that nice of a person. But I'm trying to be, because the algorithm likes niceness. So let's think about this before I speak. These people, most of them, have dedicated their lives to making the rest of us uncomfortable, to trying to strip away people's rights, to excluding people who look different from them or worship different from them or dress different from them or believe different from them from what they perceive as the light and the love. Their entire belief system is based on exclusion and righteous vengeance, righteous anger, righteous grievance, righteous everything, because they put the name of Jesus in everything. Those blasphemous motherfuckers. Their entire raison d'etre is making people they don't like uncomfortable. They voted for Trump to own the libs. They talk about Trump at family dinner when you beg them not to make you uncomfortable. What I am not about to do, and what I do not encourage anybody to do, is to spare them the discomfort of their choices or try to save them from the mental and emotional fallout that is the consequences of their actions. Don't take that away from them. That is not yours to take. Their discomfort, this cognitive dissonance that is now starting to send all these people spiraling into, is everything I believed a lie? Yes. Everything you believed is a lie. Yeah, you fucked up big time. You fucked up big time. Do not save them from the discomfort and the earth-shattering ego death that causes. It is not our fucking job to keep coddling white people. That's what I'm trying to say. They don't need to be coddled. They need a kick in the ass. And God damn it, I gotta give it to them. Because for better or for worse, Trump was the only one that was going to be able to give them the kick in the ass they need to make sure that this doesn't happen again. All of this Confederate-rooted hatred, greed, and bigotry and shit, stomp it out. Don't let it happen again.
Hello brothers and sisters, welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that you are doing great from wherever you're watching this video from. Again, I'm your host and presenter Agent Stories. Well, I'm hoping that you are doing super great from wherever you're watching this video from. There's just that one thing that I want to talk about, is the double standard that some white farmers have in regards to black people. Because at the back of their minds, what do they think? They think that since they didn't stand with black people, they expect black folks to stand for them. They expect black folks to fight for them. They expect black folks to march for them. and talk about all these issues that is happening with agriculture, that is happening with farming in the United States. But there's a point blank message that these people need to know is that you are the ones who chose this path. And now the path that you chose, you are seeing its consequences. And the consequences of the path that you saw was greed. You chose greed. You chose racism. And you voted for a person that never gave a damn about you. And now that's what comes. And that's the result of everything that you choose. So, in a nutshell, when you choose something, thinking that it was going to be harming other people, but at the end of the day, it turns around and then it harms you. And then you learn one of the biggest messages. You learn one of the greatest messages. And the messages that you learn are, don't you ever do something thinking that it's going to be hurting black people to the extent that you just do things in the face of black people, thinking that it was going to be hurting them without even thinking the consequences, without even thinking that Trump can dupe you. And majorly, that's what he did. He duped you. He played you all, right? And so it is really, really bad. The fact that some of them are even still threatening black farmers. Yes, because you are asking yourself, why are black people doing well, but you ain't doing well? It is because black people add something. Black people are something called resilience. And the resilience that they are, it is a resilience. It came as a response to how tough America treated black people and how tough America treated black farmers. It was a response. It was a natural response that black people came with when they knew that there was nobody to fight for them but only them. Hence, black people came up with their own communities, their own farmers, with how they dealt with, all these issues. So it is really crazy that we are right now seeing a group of people turning their heads back to black farmers and trying to find something, trying to look if black people can be of help. But one thing that stands out, when you had the chance of hearing your voice, that one time when you had a chance for standing for black people, you didn't do that. So right now you are realizing that there is something important. Now you're realizing that you need black people. And some of you are even jealous to the extent that you still want to go and, attack black farmers for having what they have because you don't have that. And it's really crazy because we are seeing your greed. We are seeing your greed manifesting in, we are seeing your greed manifesting in so many different ways, more than we can think about. So this is something that has been going on. This is something that has been happening. And I think it's time somebody talk about it. Leave black farmers alone. Black farmers been surviving without you. Black farmers they have held what is called black resilience, and they know what they want with their lives. They don't want anybody to tell them that you are doing better. They don't want anybody to tell them that God is shielding them, because they know they know the strength, they know the resilience, they know the work they had to put when every government turned against them, right? So brothers and sisters, please let me know what you'll think about this video. As you know, I'm your host and presenter Unique Stories, but until then, I'm hoping to see you on my next video. Until then, peace, love, and harmony. Salute.